After examining the distinct characteristics of Philippine tourism, we encountered an interesting scenario. The Philippines, despite having a lower count of international tourist arrivals, takes pride in having the highest income from tourism receipts per capita among ASEAN nations. In our analysis, several crucial factors contribute to this intriguing scenario. And, in this video, we will try to find out some of the most prominent reasons. Hello everyone! Welcome back to Fun Fact. Today, we'll delve into why having fewer than 6 million foreign tourists last year shouldn't be a cause for concern. As we explore this paradoxical situation, you'll discover the strength and strategic advantage of the Philippine tourism landscape, especially as the country anticipates positive developments for its tourism in the upcoming years. Reason number 1. Tourism is a powerhouse in the Philippines, boosting our economy. Just look at Manila. Local tourists alone, with over 14.2 million visits, have poured in a whopping over 1.5 trillion pesos, making up a significant chunk of the total 2 trillion tourism receipts. Let me break it down for you. Local tourists, including OFWs and balikbayans, are the real engine behind our tourism economy, bringing in way more funds, over 1 trillion pesos more, than what international tourists contributed. In simple terms, our tourism industry isn't just surviving, it's thriving, and all thanks to our local, OFW, and balikbayan visitors. That's why it's important to give them permanent slots in our world-class destination gems. Our local tourists should not be taken as second-class citizens. Especially the OFWs and balikbayans, who, according to a study conducted by House Minority Leader Marcelino Libanon, overseas Filipinos, balikbayans and OFWs, tend to spend significantly more money here during their vacations, primarily due to their strong social and economic ties. So, when we talk about the heart of our tourism success, it's the locals, as well as the OFWs and balikbayans, who are at the forefront, and they deserve a permanent place in our vibrant travel havens. Reason number 2. The Philippines is presently in the midst of a robust infrastructure upgrade. The ambitious Build Better More projects, valued at multi-billion dollars, are still in progress. While some endeavors are slated to commence this year, like the significant revamp of Ninoy Aquino International Airport and the upcoming iconic bridge connecting Bataan to Cavite, several upgrades and renovations for provincial airports, catering specifically to international flights, are expected to conclude by the middle or later part of 2024. There are ongoing efforts to construct international cross-ship terminals, with hopeful plans for some to become operational within this year, 2024. It is crucial to recognize that a surge in international tourists without the necessary infrastructure could prove detrimental. The inadequacy would not only tarnish the country's reputation, but also lead to overcrowded tourist destinations, potentially causing harm to the delicate ecosystem. The cautionary tale of Boracay serves as an illustrative example. Former President Duterte, citing environmental degradation, ordered the island's closure for almost a year, incurring significant losses in potential earnings amounting to billions. To avoid such repercussions, it becomes imperative to ensure that infrastructure development is not just completed, but also efficiently managed, safeguarding both the environment and the nation's standing. Reason number 3. Despite having the lowest number of international tourist arrivals among the ASEAN 6, the Philippines takes the lead, with the highest income from tourism receipts per capita. This achievement suggests that the Department of Tourism has effectively earned the admiration and confidence of international tourists, encouraging them to spend more during their visits. Notably, they seem to extend their stay, exploring various islands.
After living here for 2 months, I realized that the beauty of Boracay lies on the secret beaches far away from the touristy areas.
Where are you from?
I'm Adrian from Germany.
For how long have you been in the Philippines?
For 5 days now, and I'm going to stay for another 3 weeks.
And how expensive is traveling in the Philippines as a tourist?
Not that expensive. The flight is expensive, but if you're here, it's fine.
Have you gone to any areas?
Not yet, but we will travel to another island, to Boracay. After this, hopefully it's going to be cool.
On a scale from 1 to 10, you rate your stay in the Philippines so far?
10 out of 10.
Okay.
This success is remarkable, especially considering the generally lower standard of living in the Philippines. Our ability to entice foreign visitors to prolong their stay and invest their money within the country, stands as a notable accomplishment. The numbers speak for themselves. The Philippines boasts an international tourism receipt per capita of $1,770. This underscores the Philippines' prowess in maximizing tourism revenue, making each visit more lucrative for both the tourists and the nation. Reason number 4. The Philippines takes a unique approach to attracting tourists, unlike our neighbors. While they focus on quantity, we, more conservatively, prioritize the quality of tourists. We historically targeted American and Canadian tourists, and only recently, expanded our focus to include wealthy nations like the UK, Australia, and Japan. In 2024, we're launching an ambitious campaign in select EU countries, Germany, Italy, France, and Spain. This strategic shift showcases our adaptability and positions us to welcome a diverse set of high-spending visitors. Our laser-focused marketing aims at these countries, raising our target to a bold 7.7 million this year, 2024. In contrast, neighboring ASEAN countries like Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam target quantity, marketing to nearby nations like China and India. Remarkably, they offer visa-free travel to tourists from these regions. The Philippine strategy is not to belittle our neighbors, but to showcase the brilliance of our approach. It's clear, our unique tourism strategy contributes to our higher income from tourism receipts per capita, setting us apart in the ASEAN landscape. One might question why there's a substantial difference in income from tourism receipts per capita between the Philippines, the leading country, and, for example, Malaysia. The answer isn't entirely clear, since Malaysia doesn't provide comprehensive data on its foreign tourists. However, our theory revolves around a few key points. Despite having a lower international tourist arrival compared to Malaysia, the Philippines attracts a substantial number of tourists from affluent Western nations, particularly the US and Canada, known for their higher spending capacity. For example, in 2023, over 1.16 million foreign visitors hailed from these two prosperous North American countries, constituting nearly a quarter of the total international tourists for the Philippines. American and Canadian tourists are discerning travelers who meticulously plan their international trips, and when it comes to Asia, the Philippines is their top choice. In the same year, Malaysia only saw around 300,000 American travelers, a figure even lower in Indonesia. And finally, here's a revelation that might surprise you. The overwhelming majority of tourists from our neighboring countries predominantly come from nations right next door with shared borders. They simply cross over, have their passports stamped, and, in doing so, artificially inflate their international tourist arrival statistics. In this process, they unintentionally manipulate their tourism receipt figures in a way that doesn't necessarily reflect genuine external interest or spending. Consider Malaysia, with a staggering 26 million international tourist arrivals. Here's the kicker. About 12.65 million of those were Singaporeans, followed by Indonesia, 3,166,295, Thailand, 2,073,162, and Brunei, estimated close to 1 million, all snugly situated beside each other. Picture this. If you're in Singapore and heading to Malaysia, just cross a bridge, a breeze similar to going from Kapitolio, Pasig, to BGC. If you're in Indonesia bound for Malaysia, a simple border gate awaits, reminiscent of entering Laguna from Cavite and passing through a toll gate to get your passport stamped. They're practically attached at the hip, sharing land borders. Now, think for a moment about Angeles Clark as its own country. Visualize how that could tilt international tourist arrival statistics in our favor, injecting an additional 10 million international visitors into the Philippines. Picture the gap between Malaysia and Thailand shrinking significantly, toppling Vietnam, Indonesia, and Singapore's records in the process. Having a land-shared neighboring country plays into our hands, propelling our income from tourism receipts per capita to unparalleled heights. In fact, even if you were to double Malaysia's figures, it wouldn't hold a candle to the Philippines' tourism receipts per capita. We attract genuine tourists, meticulous planners who allocate a budget, not the transient day-pass tourists that skew international arrivals data in our neighbors' favor. This distinction sets us apart, reinforcing our status as a prime tourist destination. As we celebrate the distinctive qualities of Philippine tourism, let us embrace the strength in our strategic choices. The paradox of lower international tourist arrivals, yet boasting the highest income from tourism receipts per capita among ASEAN nations, reveals a story of resilience and brilliance. Our nation's focus on quality over quantity, targeting high-spending markets, showcases a vision that propels us forward. The promising prospects lie not just in numbers, but in the enduring charm and strategic advantage of our tourism landscape. As we look ahead, let our pride in Philippine tourism soar, confident in the uniqueness that sets us apart on the global stage. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Your support means a lot, and subscribing ensures you won't miss out on exciting updates and valuable insights. Thank you for being part of our community.